everybody. Here's my little 8-month-old. She turned 8 months old just yesterday. She's on her way to the pool, hence this very fashionable swimming costume. We're just waiting for Daddy to get ready, and then they're off to the pool to play. So we're going to talk about Esmé's 8-month update, postpartum, and how she's doing and what we've been up to and anything new and exciting. Can I have a kiss? Kisses, 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 kisses. Oh, I got a kiss. Kisses, kisses, kisses. She says, Mom, 1 kiss a day, please, and thank you. Off to the pool. Say bye, guys. I gotta get my laps in, my daily laps. Right? We hear Daddy. All right. Mommy will finish off the update without Esmé. Just trying to think of a couple things that have changed since my last update. We have no more teeth, though I was playing with her yesterday and kind of got a good glimpse on her upper gums, and I can see that one of her top teeth is starting to poke through a little bit. So that might explain that the past few nights we've had some cries at around like 3 a.m. and she sort of had a little bit of trouble being settled back down, and we've had some interesting diapers. And I know that a lot of times when babies are teething, they have kind of these big blowouts and they're gross and messy, and so we've had some of those. I'm thinking it's teething related. We have started chewing more solid foods. She had a little bit of, I was eating a banana this morning and I bit off little pieces and gave them to her, and she was able to chew them just fine. She's eating more of the rice crackers by herself. She had a couple raisins this morning, though she did kind of have a little bit of a weird breakout, and I'm not sure if it's related to the raisins. We shall see. She's also started crawling, sort of. Last video, she really wasn't doing much. She wasn't rolling much, she wasn't crawling much. She is officially doing all of the above. If she's near the couch, she will put her hands up on the sofa and try to pull herself up. Kind of does a little bit of the hippie shake thing and ends up usually falling on her butt. The sitting position will kind of throw herself forward. Crawling position, gets on her hands, sort of gets on her knees. She hasn't really made much movement, though this morning I was talking to her Baba and her Papa, on her grandparents, on Skype, and actually did 2 full movements towards the computer. So if there's motivation, she is on her way. Definitely rolling from the back to the front and the front to the back. In fact, the other day I had given her a bath and I had her on the bed and I was just putting her diaper on, and she did a full-on roll, like caught her mid-air before hitting the floor. Definitely keeping me on my toes, that's for sure. We are full-fledged hippies at this point. We have officially moved the mattress to the floor. We're still co-sleeping, happily, sort of. In other words, she's sleeping fine. Mommy is not feeling as rested. I don't know if that goes hand in hand. Buy some foam squares to kind of put around the mattress. Our mattress is definitely a bit high, and we've thrown another mattress in there. So we have this giant bed. We have a king-size mattress and a queen-size mattress pushed together on the floor. It's like a giant slumber party. It's interesting, when you do talk about co-sleeping, there's always people that are like, why don't you just move her to her own bed? And I do see the perks. I do at times wish that we had, maybe I should have kind of done some sleep training and put her in her bed, and maybe she'd be sleeping through the night at this point, but she's not. And I know a lot of kids don't start sleeping through the night until about a year, so I'm not really pushing the issue. The only time I really get out of bed is for the 3 a.m. diaper change, and even then it's like no speaking, no eye contact, simply change the diaper, crawl back into bed. I don't know, c'est la vie a little bit. I enjoy the fact that when she is in the bed, I don't have to get up and heat up a bottle or anything. I kind of just roll over and nurse her back to sleep, and I barely even wake up. And that works for us, therefore we will continue to keep this up. I have no idea how long I plan to co-sleep with her. We're sort of go with the flow style of parenting. We shall see. She's doing the pincher things with her fingers, like when she picks up a raisin or when she picks up the banana. I don't know if this is like a milestone. I vaguely remember reading about this, that they start to realize they can pick things up with their fingers and put them in their mouth. She enjoys playing with her puffs, sort of like a Cheerio. She prefers playing with them than putting them in her mouth at this point. Whatever, it's entertaining, works for both of us. We have words. So Esmé has about 3 words in her vocabulary. The first word was hi. The second word was this extended mama, 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 mama. I don't know that she knows it's me, but it's definitely coming out as mama. And now she's officially saying dada, and it's the cutest thing ever, because for kids to pronounce the duh, anyway, it's priceless. Though I think my husband would prefer that she doesn't practice that at 3 a.m. and wake everybody up, but that's life. Her hair is definitely coming in a lot faster. It's getting really long in the back, although it's growing in uneven, and it's kind of funny. She has this long patch here and a shorter patch here. At her last appointment, she was weighing 10 kg. So if you multiply that and convert it to pounds, I think it's like 21 pounds, maybe a little bit more. So she is definitely not starving. She is, I think, possibly one of the biggest babies where we're living, because it's quite funny. It's a small community here. And every time we go out, everyone's like, specifically the locals, they're like, how old's your baby? I say, oh, 8 months old. And they just look at me like, what? I'm like, yeah. Western baby. I make big babies. So I was a huge baby. I think my parents nicknamed me Hitchcock because I had like so many chins. I mentioned briefly in one of my recent vlogs that we started cloth diapering. I think we're going on like a week and a half now. It's going really well. Someone told me like once you get a routine, you're set, and it's totally true. We are loving it. At first I thought maybe I wouldn't cloth diaper, like if we left the house, it's fine. You know, I throw a diaper in my diaper bag. At this point I'm still carrying a disposable around just in case, but yeah, it's going really well. We have, I think right now we have about 12 diapers, a bunch of inserts. I've gone with the Bum Genius ones. It's maybe a brand that people would be more familiar with, along with the local brand that I'm using. The interesting thing is the local brand is essentially a rip-off of Bum Genius. Works for me. So all the inserts fit. Oh, and I have 2 Grovia ones. Those ones are good. I can't decide if I like those a lot. I find that they're more expensive and you have to buy the special inserts. So I'm not sure which ones I like more right now. Although they are a little bit more narrow in the groin area, and I kind of like that. So I'm not sure. We're just gonna go with the flow right now. And they're totally adorable. Her butt looks so cute in these little diapers, and I'm sort of matching them to all these little t-shirts. So, because it's so warm here, I mean, I barely ever put the girl in pants. So it's nice to have these little cloth diapers, kind of like a bloomer, and then a cute little t-shirt to go with it. So that's kind of what we've taken on as a new project as of late. So I think that's the scoop. In my last update, I didn't include anything about me, but I'll just touch on that briefly. I did have an emergency C-section, and I can say that 8 months later, I'm essentially back to my normal size, which is great. I had put on like 60 pounds in my pregnancy, which is a ton of weight. Say about 10 pounds for my goal or pre-baby weight. So that's okay. I'm still breastfeeding. I'm okay with that. It's funny because even though I'm 10 pounds shy, my body proportion is different. So I feel like I actually fit clothes that I had worn before I moved here that I stopped wearing when I moved here because I just couldn't, like my butt was bigger or something when I got here. So I'm really happy with how I'm feeling. I feel the scar is still a little bit red, which I think that'll just go away over time. I have friends who tell me that they can barely even see their incision line anymore, so I'm sure that'll go away. Everything's still a little bit soft, you know, even though it's like shrunk, I feel like I need to firm it up. Breastfeeding is still going really well. She breastfeeds about, I think like 4 or 5 times in the day, and then maybe 2 or 3 times in the night. The thing right now with our breastfeeding relationship is she doesn't really breastfeed when we're out. I try not to be out over nap times. I try to come back so she can have like a proper sleep. So very rarely do I have to breastfeed in public anymore, and I'm okay with that because she really is far more interactive, and she likes to look at me and like play with my hair or hands or something while she's nursing. And that, like I think I mentioned before, being that we live in Malaysia, I do stick out a little bit more because I am from somewhere else, and so people tend to watch me more so than perhaps I'm comfortable with. Does that come out right? Because I'm a foreigner, and so I prefer to not breastfeed in public simply because I feel a little bit uncomfortable with people staring at me while I'm breastfeeding my baby. That's just my personal choice. I think if I was back in Canada, I wouldn't be as uncomfortable. Yeah, so anyway, that's just my 2 cents on it. The nighttime feedings are mainly for comfort, I'm finding. Like she'll do a big feed at bedtime, and then like a little comfort feed around 9:30 or 10:30, and then a big feed, and then, you know, it's kind of like, I think at this point she could be, I'm trying to see if I can drop the 10:30 feed just so that I can start to get a little bit more rest in a row rather than be woken up to nurse. But I mean, whatever, it's not a big deal. I hope you're enjoying these updates. I'm enjoying putting them together. It's kind of fun for me to just pay more attention to all those little things and really track them properly. I do have a baby journal for Esmé that I put together. Like, I had a pregnancy journal and now I have one for her first year of life, and it's like every 2 months you put updates in and add pictures and things. So it's really making me remember things and redetail them and write them down for her. So it's nice. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe so you can catch all of our videos. Thanks guys. Tune in for more and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.